Hello again, this is Prince Magnum, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel. You'll have to excuse me, I'm smoking again because my vapors quit on me and I burned them up, and yeah, so I'm still smoking again until I can afford brand new vapor cigarettes. Uh, let's go ahead and break this down. Welcome to the very first episode of In Your Face. That's right, folks, in your face. And as Prince Magnum, I have no problem with getting up in people's face. Not literally anymore. I used to do that a long time ago. Yeah, anyhow, that's a story for another time. Today, I had to deal with the city of Bonne, Terre. Since Project Beauty is no more, and that sort of thing, the wife and I had to go out and get a brand new car. Well, not really brand new. A 1975 Ford Maverick. The engine had just been rebuilt. The only problem that we're really having right now is we just got to get new we got to get the turn signals fixing, which is just probably a fuse because this car's been sitting in a barn most of its life. So the wires should be fine, but at a later date we're going to swap all that out. So it needs a flasher fuse basically, and I'm having a hard time finding it in that car. It's been a long time, guys. I haven't been through a car like that in a while. And the other thing it needs new tires. It needs a front end alignment. Other than that, the car is in fantastic condition. Just a little bit of surface rust. Pretty soon I'll have the introduction video to this car. Well, the city of Bonne, because of where I had it parked, decided that it was a derelict car because it didn't have plates on it. I just brought the car home Friday, guys. Okay, Friday night. Okay, it's now Monday morning when they decide to tow it. How am I supposed to, with the Department of Revenue not in their office on Saturday or Sunday? Because here in Missouri, government offices don't have to work the weekends. They don't work as hard as the rest of us. Well, so they decided to tow the car. Now, I went out there and I explained to the police officer, hey, I'm here, I just got this thing. And he's like, well, the tow truck is already here, blah, blah, blah. We're towing it anyways. I was like, wait a minute, if it's a problem, I can just start the car and move it into a parking spot. No big deal. No, he had it towed anyways. And bear in mind, you see vehicles all through Missouri everywhere. Newer cars on the side of the road stopped and broke down and everything else. And they'll sit there. But because it's an old car, he had it towed. Well, as the Dark Prince, I don't have to take this. Okay? I don't have to take this from anybody. I don't have to take this abuse. I'm a sober member of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I've got nearly 10 years sober. I am currently the alternate DCM for District 6 in Eastern Area, Missouri. I pay back to my community, plus I pay my taxes. Okay? And this knucklehead wants to tow my car just because it's old and it doesn't have plates on it yet. Okay? How am I supposed to get plates on it if it's Friday night and the DMV is already closed? Okay? So he wants to tow my car. He doesn't want to be cooperative with me. I had to pay $150 for an impound fee. But as I said, I am the Dark Prince. I am Prince Magnum. I don't have to take this from anybody. So I contacted the police chief here in Bonne, Terre, and I told him what was up. And just for the record, I am not knocking the police chief. Okay? The police chief was actually a very nice gentleman. He actually owns a 72 Monte Carlo that he put back on the road and enjoys himself. Bear in mind, he's a nice guy. Okay? But because of the situation that he was in, he felt he had to back his officer. Just for the record, if you all want to give a shout out to this officer, badge number, hang on, I got the citation right here. Right here. Badge number 309 for Bonne, Terre. Right there. He gave me a ticket because I asked for his badge number. Officer 309 of Bonne, Terre, you have now entered that zone. Okay? This man basically towed a real American car, American car, made of steel, Shoot, on the carburetor, it's still stamped, made in the USA. Okay? And he towed this car basically because it was old. Okay? Old cars. So now we know what people really think of our history. The cars that raised the generation prior to us, prior to me. And I'm 36 years old. Okay? And that jerk wants to tow a car because it's old. That's what it boils down to. Because sitting right next to it is a Tempo that has the heads off of it. And he said nothing about it. And it's a 91. Because it's an old car. My friends, we don't have to take this. Old cars have their place in our country. But, as I said, I don't take this lying down. I've got tons of video clips where I actually called the Attorney General's office and raised 3 kinds of you-know-what. I called KFBS 12 in Cape Girardeau and told them straight up what was up. I called the mayor here in Bonne, Terre. We don't have to take this, old car owners. We want cheap, affordable transportation, and I'm tired of paying for cars that are junk to begin with when we get them from the factory. I want a real American car. Real American car. Okay? And if this is a problem, get out of our country. You don't deserve to be in a public office in the United States. Straight up. That's what my grandfather fought for our history and my great-grandfather fought for. This is what men in Vietnam fought for. And this is what our soldiers are fighting for today. Is for real stuff being made in America. I'm going to show you some of the clips. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do a lot of editing because I wasn't wearing my shades when I did it. And I want to try to keep my anonymity as much as possible. And I actually had to use my real name for these people. For standing up for what I believe in. Okay? You young people out there, take heed. You don't have to take this anymore. Our country is supposed to be free. And the only way for our freedom to be preserved is stop giving up our rights and for standing up for what we believe in. I believe one thing that Barack Obama, the president himself, said, that there needs to be a revolution in this country. And there's one coming. This is why I do what I do, for standing up for what I believe in, preserving the history of our country. I promise you this, not only will this Project Maverick be on the road, but I'll be very glad every day to pass by City Hall and rack the pipes, just so they know that there's an old car in their town, a part of our history, true American history. Please excuse my anger. Some of you might even be saying right now, Prince Magnum, you know, you're fighting a losing battle, things like that. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I'm a patriot at heart. I've said that in my earlier videos. I'm a patriot at heart, and I believe in the concept of freedom. Would you rather be safe, or would you rather be free? My friends, I want to be free. We have to defend our rights. And if fighting the man is what it takes, then I'm willing to do it. And I know full well that as soon as this video hits the, is loaded and people see what is going on in our country, I'm just painted a big target on my face right here. And I'm okay with that because I believe in the concept of freedom. If this is what it takes to shake the world up, I promise you, I will be willing to stand on the firing line for freedom. I want my old car. I want it made in America. Most cars today, most of it's made overseas and it's assembled here in America. I want a symbol of true Americana. And I don't think we see that anymore. So excuse my passion. Excuse me for being a patriot. I couldn't serve my country, but I go over to the VFW hall every chance I get over in Deloge and sing karaoke of various old rock and roll songs for our men who did serve. It may not mean much to some, but it means something to me. And those men deserve that. And they deserve to see a real American car on the road again. I deserve an American car because I'm an American. If this makes me something evil in the eyes of many, those people who believe in government and not in our Constitution, then I'll be glad to be the villain for you. I'll be glad to be the villain for you. But know this. It's always going to come down to what side are you really on? Are you on the side of freedom? Or are you on the side of capitalism? This is where I stand. I stand for freedom, Constitution, freedom of speech, and the freedom of the pursuit of happiness. Freedom of religion. I understand we need laws and liberties to protect us, but at some point, where do we draw the line? If you're as patriotic as I am, please put a like down there. Please subscribe. There will be more in-your-face action over this, because I am not going to stand still for this. We do not have to tolerate this. Watch my video clips, and you will see what a real patriot does. If Channel 12 is as tough as they say they are, if they're true patriots, they're going to jump on this story, and we're going to have the police department actually serving and protecting as they should. I'm going to stand back, and here's some video for you. How you doing today? My name is the host of the Prince Magnum channel on YouTube, and I have a few questions. But before we go any further, I need you to know that I am recording this conversation. Okay?
Okay.
Basically, I need to know where the state of Missouri stands on old cars, and basically people fixing them up.
And you said you were with who again?
I am the host of the Prince Magnum channel on YouTube.
And sir, I'll have to get you to my media relations area, okay?
Can you transfer me over?
Certainly. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've reached the press office at the Missouri Attorney General's office. We are away from our desk at the moment, but if you will leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, we will return your call as soon as possible. You may start your message now.
I am the host of the Prince Magnum channel on YouTube. Today I had my car towed because I hadn't put plates on it, and basically all it needed to pass inspection was basically a fuse to get the turn signal to work. That's it. And I had an officer here in Missouri basically tow the car. It's only been here for 2 days because he considered it a derelict vehicle. Currently, right now, he even gave me a citation, which I'm actually showing to the camera, which is recording me leaving this message. And I would like your office to get back with me on the views of how we, basically treatment of people who are trying to put old cars back on the road to preserve our history. My phone number is area. If you could give me a call back, that'd be greatly appreciated. I will be at the phone all day today. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Message complete. Press R, the 7 key, to review your message. D, the 3 key, to discard your message and record over. A, the 2 key, to append to your message and continue recording. X, the 9 key, to deliver your message and exit the system. If you would like to leave another message, enter the mailbox number now.
As you can see, here in Missouri, they don't like to answer the call of media because they know what they're doing is wrong.
How does he know?
Send me over to they're paging them.
Partly News.
Yeah, how you doing today?
Fine.
Great. I'm glad to hear it. I'm having a rough day myself.
Okay.
I am the host of the Prince Magnum channel on YouTube. Okay. Just so you know up front, I record everything that I do especially when I'm dealing with police departments anymore. Basically, I was in the process of actually putting an antique car on the road that I was going to drive every day, and it only been sitting at my apartment for a couple of days. All it needed to actually pass inspection, was it needed the turn signals fixed. Well, the police department came over and just towed the car probably about 20 minutes ago, saying it was a derelict vehicle. And I read the ordinance and everything, and it's another one of those laws. It depends on how you read it. And basically, they technically, I told the officer, I said, well, if you want me to move the car, I can start it up and move it. And he said, well, the tow truck's already here and towed it anyways. When I asked for his badge number, because I plan on fighting this, he gave me a ticket.
Okay, and what city is this in?
This is in Bonne, Terre, Missouri.
You're in Bonne, Terre?
Mm-hmm. I decided to call you guys because larger media stations towards St. Louis, they don't do anything. They report what the police departments tell them to report. You guys are smaller, and I believe smaller is usually a little edgier, if you know what I mean. And regardless, one way or the other, this is going all over my YouTube channel. This is going to be posted everywhere, and I plan to make this a big thing. Basically, they're messing with, our history. This car actually still has a carburetor on it that has stamped "Made in the USA."
Okay.
So we're talking, this is,
How old is this car?
it's a 75 Ford Maverick.
Okay.
And it's been sitting in a barn most of its life. Just had the engine rebuilt, and it was having a charging issue.
So was it parked on the street then?
It was parked on the street, but basically, like I said, I read the ordinance, and it has to be a public health issue. The car doesn't leak any oil. There's no leaks. It has to be a public health issue.
No,
And
it was in front of the. It was in front of.
it was right in front of the apartment complex. I mean, I can understand if it was parked, in a street in the middle of town or something like that, but we're out there a little ways, So basically, it's one of those things. Like I said, I read the ordinance myself and looked it over, and I've already called a lawyer and everything else, but basically, it's high time we start, cracking down on our police that basically just cite people because the cities are looking for money.
Okay, and what's your name again?
I will ask because I don't typically use my real name on my channel, and I actually keep because I'm also a member of AA and I talk about AA stuff on my channel. I try to keep myself, anonymous. I'm also the alternate DCM for Alcoholics Anonymous in District 6 here in Missouri, in eastern area Missouri. so because I put stuff on about AA, I have to keep my anonymity, you know,
Okay.
at
Yeah.
the, so because of that, But yeah, I even showed him the title and everything else, and I said, just got the car a couple days ago. It's Monday, I haven't even had a chance to go over and send off for the title and everything else. He's like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm like, dude, really? You know,
Okay. Well, what's the phone number for you?
You'll have to excuse the number. It's an Oregon number because my wife is actually from Oregon, and on top of that, being from that she's from Oregon, she never changed her number. It's kind of like a piece of home
Mm-hmm.
here in
Sure.
Missouri.
Yep.
So we're not trying to sell anything. It's just,
Okay.
you know what I mean. It's one of
Uh-huh.
those things, and everyone kind of looks at the number weird. But basically, um, yeah, I plan on fighting this. I'm really sick of, you know, people throwing a huge fit about the old cars. And I mean, like I said, this car is 100% truly made in America. I mean, we're talking it still uses SAE bolts and stuff like that. And just
Okay.
because it's an old car, they towed it.
Okay.
Really, what it boils down to.
Okay. Well, I can't promise anything over the phone. We never can. But what I will do is let our assignment manager know about this. I've got
Mm-hmm.
some notes written down, and I've got your number.
Right.
If we can do something with it, we'll give you a call back. But again, I can't promise you anything.
Right.
Okay.
Well, like I said, with police departments basically doing this, I imagine this is the last thing Bonne Terre wants. But I think it's, people in Bonne Terre are like, they're getting sick and tired of the police doing whatever they want. And because it's a small town, I mean, Bonne Terre's not that big. Most people don't even know where to find it on a map. They get away with this, and something's got to be done.
Right.
And like I said, one way or the other, this is going to make my channel. I'll have to do a little bit editing, so my name won't be put on there, obviously. But I've got that equipment here at home. But yeah, enough's enough.
Okay.
It's high time we start preserving our history instead of forgetting it.
Well, I'll see if we can look into it. Again, I can't promise anything, but I've got your name and number in the case that we can. Okay.
Alrighty, thank you very
Okay.
much.
Okay. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. And that's what a real American would do, standing up for their rights. We don't have to do it with a gun anymore, but we can speak out. And before I go any further, I want to thank the people who did answer the phone. I want to thank especially Channel 12, because they could have said, we don't want to handle this, or at least look into it. And I've got a feeling they may not even touch this. It wouldn't surprise me. They're probably scared, and I don't blame them. But at the same token, we got to stand up for what's right. Fear. Do we have faith in our Constitution, or do we have faith in communism? Because that's what I see going on in our country. And I would like to give a thanks to the person who impounded the car. He did his damnedest to take good care of it. He parked it in a spot where it was easy to get it out with bad tires. And he actually helped, because I was having a charging issue, he helped give a good jump to it. He took very good care of me, and he worked out a deal the best he could to get the car off the lot, and was just a very, very friendly guy. He was just doing his job, and I want to thank him from the bottom of my heart. McNeil Towing in Bonne Terre, fantastic gentleman, and he even said he didn't even feel right doing what he did, and he was just doing his job. And so if you have a car broke down in Bonne Terre, Missouri, or in the surrounding area, and you need a good tow truck driver, McNeil Towing, give him a call day or night, and he'll take good care of you on that. Just fantastic gentleman, and definitely deserves an eagle call from all of us. If you need, if he needs business, and he definitely deserves it. And also, for the record, I'm not blaming the police chief. I'm blaming that officer. because he could have been a little bit friendlier. He could have worked with me, but he didn't. And officer, you don't deserve a badge. You don't deserve a badge anymore. You need to be working security at Toys R Us. And I'm going to see to it that that happens. I promise you, I will see you never work law enforcement again. Because what you did was wrong. If someone's willing to work with you, someone's willing to cooperate. I even got in the car and turned the ignition and put it in neutral so it can be pulled up on the trailer. And all I did was ask for your badge number, and you gave me this. Uncalled for. I will have your name. I will see to it that you never work law enforcement again. You don't deserve a job in law enforcement. It's protect and serve. And if you can't be willing to work with it, work with the people who live in your city, pay the taxes, and have a YouTube channel and trying to bring a little bit of tourism to your town, you don't deserve to work in it. You don't deserve a badge. So, young man, I promise you, you will have that badge taken from you when it's all said and done with. And I hope if you're married, your wife divorces you because you're probably a jerk at home to her too. Yeah, you heard me. You don't deserve anything. You deserve to be scraping by like everybody else. You don't deserve the taxpayers' money. You don't deserve your pension. Shoot, you don't even deserve the car you drive in. You're a jerk. And pond scum like that, I promise you, he gets what he deserves when I'm done with him. Protect and serve. That's what it's all about in the community. And even though I am angry, and I just had to call my mother-in-law to borrow $150 to get my car out of the impound, and I drove it home. Derelict vehicle, my tail end. Even for him. If nobody's told any of you that they love you, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24, my Americans, and thank you.